Good day, viewers. Welcome to another edition of the Daily Strange Stories. I'm John Brown. Our lead story for today. Shadrack Sibiya declares war on General Mkhwanazi as their fight reaches dangerous levels. In the high-stakes arena of South African law enforcement, a fierce confrontation has erupted between two top police officials, with Deputy National Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya openly challenging KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Cibia has vowed to take legal action against Mkhwanazi, accusing him of spreading false and damaging claims during an explosive press conference that painted Cibia as part of a criminal network.
The Minister of Police invited and facilitated the peace talk between myself, the Provincial Commissioner of KwaZulu-Natal, and the Deputy National Commissioner, Lieutenant General Cibia, in his office, in his house, State House, official residence in Pretoria. The purpose of this invitation was to try and create peace between myself and the Deputy National Commissioner. It was unprecedented, I've never seen in my life. The National Commissioner was present, but he just kept quiet because it was not his meeting. The Minister of Police felt that he must make me and General Cibia to find peace. Surely, there can never be peace between a criminal and a police officer.
This bold move signals a declaration of war, as Cibia seeks not only to clear his name but also to expose what he describes as inconsistencies and potential wrongdoing by Mkhwanazi and other senior figures.
I work well with General Mkhwanazi. I respect him a lot. He's an experienced police officer and very straightforward person. I work well with him. I respect him. Senior managers such as us, we should be facing criminals together, fighting side by side rather than us facing each other. So I want to tell you now that at this point in time, I've never really fought with General Mkhwanazi, and we are not fighting at all. We've never exchanged words.
The dispute stems from Mkhwanazi's public allegations on the 6th of July, where he pointed fingers at Cibia and suspended Police Minister Senzo Mchunu for allegedly interfering in investigations and protecting criminal elements, leading to a national inquiry and heightened tensions within the police service.
On the 26th of March 2025, this year, a total of 121 case dockets that were under investigation were taken away from the task team as directed by a Deputy National Commissioner Crime Detection, a Lieutenant General Cibia, who was acting on the instruction of the Minister of Police to disband the team. This was done without the authority of the National Commissioner, nor I, as a Provincial Commissioner, was never informed. These case dockets have since March been sitting at the head office ever since, without any investigation work done on them. 5 of these dockets had already instruction to arrest perpetrators, but nothing has been done because a Lieutenant General Cibia, being instructed by the Minister, executing instruction of the Minister, withdrew all these dockets and they are sitting in archive in his office in Pretoria. God knows why.
Cibia's response came swiftly through his lawyer, Ian Levitt, who sent a formal letter on the 25th of July demanding that Mkhwanazi retract the statements and issue a public apology. The letter specified that the apology needed to appear on Mkhwanazi's social media accounts, including YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and X, to reach the wide audience exposed to the original claims. It warned that failure to comply within 5 days would result in court proceedings, potentially including a restraining order to stop any further similar statements and claims for punitive legal costs. The document portrayed Mkhwanazi's actions as a deliberate attempt to harm Cibia's reputation, suggesting it served as a distraction from Mkhwanazi's own possible issues with criminal or disciplinary matters. It further argued that Mkhwanazi had unfairly subjected Cibia to public judgment without solid evidence, effectively questioning his suitability for high office under the guise of public interest. As the deadline passed without a response from Mkhwanazi, the situation escalated. When approached for comment, Mkhwanazi did not address the demands directly but instead questioned the motives of the inquiring journalist, implying possible ties to improper funding sources within crime intelligence or drug-related money. This exchange was later shared online by a social media influencer known as Chris Excel, who accused the journalist of harassment without providing evidence, further amplifying the public drama surrounding the feud. Cibia's camp maintained that these tactics only reinforced the need for legal recourse, positioning the lawsuit as a necessary step to restore fairness and accountability in a system riddled with accusations. This clash is part of a larger web of investigations and counterclaims that have drawn in the highest levels of government. President Cyril Ramaphosa responded to Mkhwanazi's press conference by establishing a commission of inquiry, chaired by retiring Acting Deputy Chief Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga, to examine the allegations of political interference, corruption, and criminal networks within the police and broader justice system. Both Cibia and Mchunu were placed on special leave pending the outcome, a move Cibia has contested as unjust and inconsistent. In a bold counteroffensive, Cibia filed an urgent application in the Gauteng High Court in Pretoria, targeting the South African Police Service, National Commissioner General Fanny Masemola, Acting Police Minister Gwede Mantashe, and Ramaphosa himself.
Yes, indeed, he has been served with documents to take leave while the processes are underway. We don't normally like to discuss details of our departmental processes, but yes, I see on the news that it is indicated that he says he has been. Yes, indeed, he has been served today to stay home while other processes are unfolding.
The filing sought to declare Masemola's directive for Cibia to stay home unlawful and to halt any parallel disciplinary processes until the Commission concludes its work. In his court papers, Cibia revealed that Masemola, Mkhwanazi, and Deputy National Commissioner for Policing Lieutenant General Thobela Mosigili are under scrutiny by the Independent Police Investigative Directorate and the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption for offences including bribery, dishonesty, illegal rendition, torture, and obstructing justice. He pointed out what he saw as double standards, noting that other high-ranking officers, such as Crime Intelligence Head Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo and Chief Financial Officer Major General Phileni Lushaba, faced fraud and corruption charges but were not suspended or forced to stay home.
I don't want to cry foul here. If the National Commissioner feels that I'm the only one who deserves to stay at home, let's hear what the legal process will advise. But be that as it may, all I can say is that personally, I'm not worried. I'm only worried that the police have been put in this terrible situation, into disrepute, and the damage, all the hard work and been thrown in the dustbin. And I'm looking forward to clearing my name, and I'm asking South Africans to look at it as it comes. We will testify. Yeah. South Africans will make their own judgment. But I do have paperwork and Ginavalo.
Cibia argued that Masemola's decisions undermined the integrity of the upcoming commission and showed bias toward Mkhwanazi's side of the story. He requested the court to restore the status quo, interdict any internal actions against him, and suspend the stay-at-home order until the inquiry wraps up. Cibia's application also highlighted personal risk stemming from the public fallout. A risk assessment conducted by Acting National Head of Crime Intelligence Major General Solomon Makato on the 22nd of July determined that threats against Cibia's life were at a high level, recommending static and transit protection for 3 months. Despite this, Masemola reportedly denied funding for Cibia's legal representation and security needs, leaving him without his assigned driver and protector. Cibia described feeling exposed and vulnerable, especially after receiving direct threats, and emphasized that without proper safeguards, he and his family faced significant danger during this turbulent period. He reiterated that Mkhwanazi's unsubstantiated claims had not only damaged his career but also heightened these perils, reserving his right to pursue all remedies available. The Independent Police Investigative Directorate chose not to comment on Cibia's revelations, stating that the Presidential Commission should proceed without interference, as it covers allegations involving police and other law enforcement bodies. Spokespersons for the National and KwaZulu-Natal police also remain silent on the matter. This silence has fueled speculation about deeper divisions within the force, with Cibia's actions seen as a direct challenge to Mkhwanazi's authority and the narratives he presented in his press briefing. Parallel to these developments, Parliament has moved forward with its own response by forming an ad hoc committee to probe Mkhwanazi's allegations about security matters. The National Assembly adopted a joint report from the Portfolio Committees on Police and Justice and Constitutional Development on the 23rd of July, requesting that the committee complete its work within 90 days, with possible extensions if needed. The group is to be well-resourced, including access to external forensic and legal experts, and provisions for protecting whistleblowers. Emphasis was placed on public participation and transparency, with meetings to be held openly and broadcast on Parliament's television and social media channels whenever possible. The committee's members include notable figures such as Advocate Glynis Breitenbach, Ian Cameron, Molapi Soviet Lekanyane, Julius Sello Malema, Mangaka Albert Mngwango, Sibonelo Nomvalo, Chola Ngola, Mtumiseni Ntuli, Khusela Lwandlekazi Nobathembu Sangoni, Ashley Sauls, and David Mandla Skosana. Alternate members listed are Dereline Ilona James, Diane Kohler, Leanne Mathis, Lisa Mayer Schickerling, Crosby Vusishongwe, Togozile Soganyile, and Wouter Winand Wessels. During a rally on a Saturday, EFF leader Julius Malema encouraged the public to share information with the committee, urging people to reveal details about drug lords, their protectors, and sources of illegal guns in areas like the Cape Flats and Khayelitsha. He praised Mkhwanazi for opening the door to such exposures and promised that the EFF involvement would ensure the process leads to meaningful action, even linking it to unresolved issues like the Phala Phala matter.
We say to Mkhwanazi, do not be shaken, because if they fire you, there is a position for you in the EFF so that we can continue to fight corruption in South Africa. General Mkhwanazi should know that there is only one home for the fearless, and that home is the EFF. Comrades, we have established an ad hoc committee in Parliament, and that ad hoc committee is going to investigate all the allegations leveled by Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi and every other relevant information that exists in society must come to Parliament. We want the people of Mitchell's Plain to come to Parliament and tell us who are the drug lords and who is protecting them, because we need to start fighting drugs. We want to know where the guns come from in the Cape Flats, in Khayelitsha. You, the people, know the truth. This is the time, this is the platform to expose the rot. Do not be scared. The killing of our children must be stopped now. Mkhwanazi opened the way. We must join in Mkhwanazi and restore peace and order in South Africa.
Amid this escalating conflict, serious allegations have surfaced against Mkhwanazi and several officers under his command, detailed in a confidential police report and an affidavit from alleged victim Ismail Maulid Ramos Nangi. These claims involve abduction, torture, arson, perjury, and illegal extradition, triggering investigations by the Independent Police Investigative Directorate. The case revolves around Nangi, Setifine Pereira da Costa Brights, and Samkeliso Mlotshwa, who were accused of kidnapping and robbing businessman Zak Desai in September 2024, demanding 35 million rand. Charges against them were withdrawn on the 22nd of January 2025, amid claims of procedural flaws and unlawful police behavior. The ordeal began in November 2024 when Nangi and an associate were traveling from Mpumalanga to Johannesburg. Near the Craft Road interchange in Benoni, unmarked vehicles, a white VW Golf 8 and a BMW, forced them to stop. Assailants, reportedly a mix of police and private security, pointed guns, forced them to the ground, and covered their heads without showing an arrest warrant. They were taken to a private residence in Houghton, Johannesburg, where their clothes were cut off with knives while handcuffed, causing injuries. Possessions like cell phones, cash, and Nangi's Mercedes-Benz were not properly recorded in official registers, violating standard procedures. Nangi described relentless interrogation, with captors showing a photo of him dining with Jumin Ho in Durban and accusing him of buying airtime for extortion purposes, which he denied. Methods included beatings, genital torture with garden shears, choking, and placing a water-filled plastic bag over his head to force him to unlock his iPhone after over 2 hours. He was made to call his wife, with threats that she find Ho or receive him in pieces. His associate was separated and taken to Mpumalanga for more questioning. On the 20th of November 2024, further sessions involved hanging upside down and water torture, leading to one victim needing hospitalization due to injuries. The suspects were later moved to locations like Matsulu near the Mozambique border and Gwaduguza in KwaZulu-Natal. On the 9th of December 2024, Nangi and others were allegedly removed from prison and driven to a private farm near Gwaduguza, where Mkhwanazi and Dece's family confronted them. Reports indicate Mkhwanazi told one suspect he should have ended his own life, followed by more torture in their presence. Nangi's Mercedes-Benz, supposedly in police custody, was found burned in Pietermaritzburg, suggesting arson by officers, a crime carrying a minimum 15-year sentence. Another incident involved burning down Mlocha's house in Matsulu during a search, even though he was absent. Evidence gathered includes SAPS registers, occurrence book entries, hospital records, and border documents. Nangi reported that confiscated items, 2 cell phones, watches, 18,000 rand in cash, and the vehicle, remain missing despite requests to Captain Enoch. A raid on his midstream home, allegedly by the Hawks without a warrant, led to more seizures and his wife's detention. The confidential report recommends charges like 3 counts of torture, 2 of arson, multiple perjury, kidnapping, obstruction of justice, constitutional rights violations, and unlawful cross-border extradition. It calls for an independent prosecutor and protection for whistleblowers, given the involvement of high-ranking SAPS members.
I don't know Nangi. I've never met Nangi. I've never met even the policeman. I don't know this case. I'm not involved. Cat, they tried to associate me with Cat. They went, they searched him, they interrogated him, they took his cell phones. They found nothing that involves me. They went and arrested some taxi boss somewhere there. They're trying to associate me with that person. I don't know. I've never met that person. Now, in relation to the Nangi matter, even the private security they're trying to associate me with. I was out of the police. I just came back now from the city of Joburg. I just came back now. When I came back, I found that there is something called an anti-kidnapping task team. They are working with private security, 2 or 3 private security companies. They work with them. Whenever there is a kidnapping, you will find that all of them are aware and they are involved. And me, I just get feedback in relation to a particular kidnapping. But I don't have a friend of a private security guy who is involved in the kidnapping. Now, once you want to associate me with a specific person because you want to reach me or get to me, it's the biggest mistake, because in court, you will never win anything there. So just know, I'm not involved in the Nangi thing.
The Independent Police Investigative Directorate declined to comment, referring to the Presidential Commission's scope. This array of allegations against Mkhwanazi adds fuel to Cibia's legal offensive, portraying a police force entangled in its own web of accusations and counter-accusations. Cibia's push for justice through the courts and the Commission highlights inconsistencies in how cases are handled, from unequal treatment of accused officers to ignored security needs. The Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee's formation promises more scrutiny, potentially uncovering sources of corruption and protection rackets that have long plagued communities. Now that suspended General Cibia is threatening to sue General Mkhwanazi, do you think General Mkhwanazi should apologize for what he said, or he should further expose Cibia by revealing the evidence he said he is in possession of? Thank you for watching this news video. We'd love to hear what you think about this story, so please leave your comments below. We read them all and appreciate your insights. Join us again in our next strange story. Until then, goodbye.